So a person who is powerful, a system which is powerful, and how we have fears of this authority even still now. All that is something that you can relate when you read his works. And maybe he had absorbed the ideas of Freudian studies. And when you read his fiction, you feel like a dreamlike state that you can experience and an intangible inner world that you encounter. Unlike the stream of consciousness writers, he was very different from them. He presented these dreamlike states, these absurd things, as if they were real. His best known works, if you would ask me, I would say that Metamorphosis is, and everyone agrees, Metamorphosis is one of the most powerful short stories of Kafka. And along with his novels, The Trial and the Castle, and you have the term Kafkaesque that has entered into the scenario, literary scenario, to describe a situation that you can find in the writings of Kafka. And when you look at the difficulties that we face in his interpretation, there is no single interpretation. All rules of beginning and ending that you have, of Greek tragedies that we have, there is rising action, nothing of that sort you can find. What is this that you're reading? Illogical tales. Many people don't like Kafka, Camus, or Sartre, because when you read it, you become uneasy. And what is, we always we want literature to rejuvenate us. We want literature to help us, to relate us, be happy. And when you read all this stuff, you feel that what is the relevance of these illogical tales? And it takes lives into a bizarre world, a dreamlike world, and you end up seeing so many tragedies. But we can't always go in for very comfortable feelings. There are some hard things in life. There are places when man is alone. So we come to the existential angst in his works. So there are existentialist questions can have two possibilities. One, you can become theistic. In the sense, we can believe in God, we can feel that. That is how we make meaning to life. Or you can become an atheist, where you deny the existence of God and you feel that your existence is in an endless, meaningless world. So, in Kafka's fiction, in the existentialist angst that you can find in the works, you find a kind of a God is not giving meaning to the world. He is all alone. His characters are guilt ridden. They can't face life. They have so many anxieties, and they face this. And they don't search for a religious explanation. They are just the possibilities that is open to them. They face that. They take in whatever is happening to them. So that is the not in a theistic manner. You can have a existence like that. So these are his works, which is published in these years 25, 26, and 27, and his novels and novellas and short stories. And there are many letters that he wrote to Milena, Phyllis, and to his friends and family, and the diaries that he kept. And you have a number of very famous short stories. The Judgment, The Metamorphosis, A Country Doctor, Burrow is a very beautiful story. The Hunger Artist, Before the Law. So these are his famous works. Others too, if we are interested in, we can read them and we can analyze and see how that we can enjoy. What is the aesthetics of his works? These are his diary entries. It appears very weird sense of self-perception. We don't know how to interpret them. So there are many biographers commenting on them. Then you have letters, which is an important document if you are to study the biography of Kafka. And there is letter to his father, which is portraying a kind of archetypal conflict that exists between father and son. So these are the common themes that you find when you examine. There is guilt, there is shame, there is anxiety, there is alienation. And and how can you relate to these things. So these are, we always have a tendency to touch upon all the good things of life, but there are problems when you go deep into our mind. As Freud would say, it's just the conscious mind is just a tip of an iceberg, and you have the unconscious, which is a repository of so many things which we sometimes sublimate, sometimes we just don't allow them to come. It transforms itself into dreams. So that is what you can find in his fiction, a dreamlike state, which is incomprehensible. So the unconscious of man is not comprehensible. It's very difficult to explain. It is rationality disappears. So mechanization that went on, all the changes that was happening. Now also you feel the same. If you're very sensitive to the changes, you feel that the world is changing seconds by seconds. One new thing, if you have a mobile, and if you don't purchase the next one in one year, then you become old fashioned, because things have changed, technology has changed. And what is the effect of all these things on life of man? That is a question still relevant, and that is why Kafka also becomes relevant. And what is the style of writing? Already we discussed in previous slides. It is surreal, it is dreamlike, and when you meet his characters, we will meet one or two of his characters. Only that much time is there to discuss his fiction. They are all trapped in a bizarre and absurd situation, and they struggle. So man's struggle from birth to death, we are all, so we can have a very rosy feeling of things. We can, so along with that, you should have a very correct view of what is happening. And this was to an extreme. We needn't be like Kafka, but still, why he made a sense, that is what we are discussing. And these are some critics that needn't be very important at this juncture. His most important biographer is Max Brod. Then you have Walter Benjamin, who has written extensively on his works. Then Harold Bloom, he is called him the major precursor of modern literary movement. Derrida, we know as the the father of deconstruction. He also is very much attracted to his concept of law and justice. And there is post-structuralist readings that you can find for his works. And Auden, this is a very interesting quote, that Dante and Shakespeare, what was Dante and Shakespeare and for their age, Kafka is for modernity. So he speaks of the human condition, that is alienation, isolation, individual struggle. All this make him modern. What are the things that make him a modern writer? So we'll have to connect with Kafka's fiction and modernity. So alienation, isolation, these were the themes that modern writers were discussing. You can find all that in his writing. And when you look at his style, surrealism and absurdity, two major movements, you can find elements of surrealism, absurdity, existentialist angst in his works. So absurd and existentialism was also a feature of modernity. That also you can find bizarre, unreal, surrealistic world where man is changed into an insect. So that is the theme of the story, Metamorphosis, a very interesting story where you have the transformation of a person into an insect. And the human condition, his unique style, preoccupation, all these make him a modern writer. So whenever you feel very vulnerable, you can relate to the characters who feel very vulnerable in these in his works. So these are some of the existentialist philosophers: Nietzsche, Kierkegaard, Schopenhauer. So might be not directly, but still they had an influence on him. And some biographers say that Max Brod introduced him to Kierkegaard, his ideas, and he's not read Nietzsche directly, but it is through his discussion with his friend that he became familiar. But anyhow, all these things had a reflection on his literary pursuits. This is about existentialism. So if you are interested in, we can explore more into the existentialist question. This is how, and one more interesting comment that you can find by a critic, Michael Ryan, is that the word Samsa is the character in Gregor, Samsa is the character in Metamorphosis. And maybe Samsara, the term that Schopenhauer took from Hindu Upanishads, and maybe that has got some connection with the name. So directly or indirectly, some things get connected to. So Schopenhauer used the term samsara, and maybe because of that influence, he used the surname Samsa for his characters. That is not a very strong argument, but there are critics who argue and wants to prove things like that. So Marx had an influence, Nietzsche, anti-Semitism, rising Zionist movement, all these things had influence on him. And there was solitude along with his personal problems as having an influence on Kafka. And when you look at his literary influences, you have Charles Dickens and Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky was a very seminal influence on Kafka. So his view of literature, what is literature according to him? So according to him, it reconnected us with the feelings, and these feelings are otherwise unbearable to study. So a book, a work of literature must be an axe for the frozen sea within us. So that is how he considered the literature aspect relating to whatever you feel as a man. So we had earlier Aristotelian concept of literature. We had so many down the ages. And you have a person who says that it must be the axe for the frozen sea within us. Kafka's, as the visual image represents, we want to make it is not complete. So many things appear at the same time, simultaneously. So surreal, nightmarish, absurd, and all this protagonist trapped in situations beyond the control, oppressive and unsettling experiences. All this you can find in his fiction, and something similar we call Kafkaesque. And now we come to his major novella that was published in 1915, and it tells the story of Gregor Samsa. And what is his job? His job is that of a traveling salesman. And what happens to him? One fine morning when he wakes up, he finds that he is transformed into a giant insect. And what does it signify? It can signify how people lose their humanity in this world which is mechanized. How mechanization can drive away all that is human in you. So it is a transformation, maybe not literally, but on a very symbolic level. You feel everything that is what you call human is taken away. You just become one of the products in this is capitalist society. So capitalism had such an effect on people. Mechanization had such an effect on, and maybe now we can't predict what the situation we are in. So it explores his physical and as well as emotional transformation. And what is the reaction of his family members? Why one fine morning, there is no reason that is cited for his transformation. He tries to get up in his bed and he finds that he can't, because he is transformed into an insect. And what insect it is not very clear, but in popular culture, it is often cockroach that is depicted. And this is one of such depictions that you can. So it is part of popular culture. This metamorphosis as a term also, as a story also, you can find many visual representations that you can find in popular cultures. So Gregor Samsa, he becomes increasingly isolated from his family. So he's got a sister, he's got a father and mother. And why he worked as a salesman? To provide for his family. And when they find that he is transformed into an insect, they no longer care for him. and his father throws apples at him and hurt him, and his sister is also who's showing some sympathy in the beginning. They all change their attitude when they find that you are not useful. So as long as you provide, you are the breadwinner of the family, you are taken care of. So this dehumanizing attitude of the society is dangerous. So he very well predicted that if you mechanize yourself, if you become a digital self, there is always the threat of you losing the human element in you, and that can be something which is terrible. And that is what has happened to Gregor Samsa. The family struggles to come to term with this transformation. Even he finds it very difficult. At one point, all the furnitures in his room is changed by his sister, and he starts creeping up. Yeah, he is an insect, and sometimes he has glimpses of his old self. He remembers, he recollects his past. He's trying hard to remember how once he was a human being, but he cannot change that. His attitude has to change. So it can be an allegory for the alienation and dehumanization of modern life. So people who read this work, they could relate to it because they were actually experiencing. Now maybe when we are not, because we are used to a modern life now, we are used to being disconnected, connected at the same time, disconnected. So that may be the reason why, and still it can mean a lot. It is a very prophetic story which predicts what is going to happen if you lose your humanity. People will throw you out sometimes. They just won't bother. So this has happened with many characters. You can find the expressions in many great literary works where some people, some lower stratas of society, some are ignored. Nobody bothers whether they are existing or not. So that can be the predicament that is very dangerous, and that is what you can find in Metamorphosis. And when we can read, there are some authors we read